This is an action figure toy of me. I'm gonna show you the 4 steps it took for me to go from a photo to an image of an action figure. And then finally, I'll turn that image into an actual action figure from my 3D printer. Tech it before you wreck it. What's up, geeks? I'm Kirk. I thought it'd be fun to go through this whole process. And the best part is, the whole way, I'm gonna use tools that won't cost you a dime. Let's get right into it. Step 1 is here in Gemini. Google Gemini, it's an AI tool. You don't have to pay for an account to use this. You can do this with a free account. And I use this step. A lot of people wouldn't, but I do, because I think Gemini just does the best job of converting your normal image into what looks like a 3D model, a 3D action figure of yourself. So here's the picture I'm gonna start with, and you'll see it's a normal background. There's nothing special about this picture. It's me standing in a hallway. There's lots of other stuff in there. Gemini is really good at ignoring the stuff that doesn't matter. And here is the actual prompt that I'm using in Gemini. In fact, I made a whole nother video deep diving into making an action figure out of yourself into Gemini. You can check that video out. I'll put a link down in the description as well. But this is kind of the quick and dirty way to do this. And here's my prompt. Create an action figure toy from this image, maintain critical features in the face and head, but make it a bit of a caricature of the original image. No packaging, white background, keep details simple as this will be used to create a 3D model. No hinges or joints on the action figure, keep it simple. The most important things here are telling it to maintain critical features, telling it to also make kind of a caricature of the original image, white background, no packaging, because it will want to create packaging, and then I talked about no hinges and no joints. Again, you can play with your prompt. Add clothing, make a ballerina outfit or a construction worker's uniform, whatever you want for your action figure would be perfect for this. You can even add a cape, but you'll want to do that here in the prompt because this will be useful when we move to step 2. Now, once we type that prompt in, let's take a look at what we've got. Perfect. This is exactly what we're looking for. Take a look. It did exactly what I wanted. It made kind of a caricature of me. It's got the clothes. You can see the Adidas stripes on the shirt, just like in the original image. The only thing it did, it added hinges, even though I told it not to put hinges. Sometimes this happens. And the cool thing about Gemini is that you can chat with it, you can go back, and you can tell it to simply change something that you don't like. In this case, I'm going to write back to Gemini and say, this is perfect, but you need to remove all of the hinges and joints and see what that does. Voila! Exactly as I asked. It gave me the same thing back, but it took out those joints and hinges, and you see how realistic and good this looks. That's why I like to use Gemini for step 1, because this helps us get a good starting point when we take this into 3D modeling software that will take this image and try to turn it into a 3D model. So what we want to do is click on the little download button in the corner of the image in Gemini that will download this image. It's going to be a PNG file, and it's going to be quite big. So heads up, a lot of modeling software isn't going to take any file over 5 megabytes. And so I had to use PNG2, the number 2, JPG.com to convert this PNG file into a JPEG file, which was certainly small enough. So I'll link that site down in the description as well, in case you also have to shrink down your image, which I did have to do for this demo. Step number 2 takes us to a site called tripo3d.ai. Now, I don't have any affiliation with this site whatsoever. I was just looking for a site that would convert my image into a 3D model without me having to pay for it. And that's exactly what this did. They give you a bunch of credits, plenty of credits to be able to do that. So I think this is a good tool if you want to play around with this before you actually pay for any other modeling software, because there are a lot of other programs and websites and apps that'll do exactly this, but this one is free. So take advantage of this and try it out. When you get to the website, you're going to want to click on the option that says 3D Workspace at the top, and it'll take you to this page. This is the 3D Workspace, and this is where we can easily convert that picture that we created of a 3D model into an actual 3D model. So click on the button here where it says Upload, and that'll give you a prompt to upload that file. Again, you're going to want to make sure that you upload that shrunken JPEG, because otherwise it will tell you that the file is too big. Once you've got that image uploaded here in the box, I didn't mess with any of these settings. You can tinker around if you want to. I literally just clicked on Generate Model, the yellow button at the bottom, to see what it did. Okay, so here are my results. Here is my 3D model, and take a look. I mean, you can zoom in and see some of the detail here. It's got my 3 Adidas stripes on my quarter zip. It's got the collar popped there. It's got my gray pants. It's got my shoes. Very, very cool. The only issue I take is the eyes kind of turned out a little weird. I mean, the truth is, once we print this and actually paint it or color it or whatever we do with it, we're going to have to mess around and kind of change some of that, and we'll see what that looks like. It's never going to be perfect, obviously, because it's trying to turn an image into a 3D model. But in terms of me not having to actually go through the process of creating this model, I'm pretty impressed with the results. You go all the way around to the back. It figured out the back. It's got the back of my pants, the back of my shirt. I think overall, it did a pretty good stinking job, again, for something that was literally just plugging in the picture and creating a 3D model from that. So the final step here on Tripo 3D is going to be to download the file of this 3D model. That button is right here at the bottom. It's a yellow button that says export, and it's going to give you a few different options here. I'm going to use either 3MF or STL. This is going to depend on your 3D printer, your 3D modeling software, or your 3D printer software. So STL is typically going to be a single color 3D model, whereas 3MF will actually include some of the colors in the 3D model. My suggestion would be STL. Export an STL, it's single color, and do a 3D print with white filament, and then you can use paints or markers or some sort of coloring method to actually color this in. I'm going to do 3MF, and I'll show you in a second, because I'm going to do kind of a combination of printing in color, because I do have a 3D printer that will print in up to 4 colors, but also doing some coloring with some paint markers after we're done. I'll show you exactly what that looks like. So we click on export, and it exports the file that we then download to our computer. And now we got to jump into step 3. And this is inside of our 3D printer software. This might be on your phone. This might be on a tablet. In my case, it's here on my PC. Personally, I have a Bambu A1. It's a great 3D printer. There's a lot of different options out there though. And I know all the different 3D printers are going to have different software. This is the Bambu 3D printing software. I literally just imported that file that I exported from the Tripo 3D website. Now, you'll notice what I did here is I took the color away from some of the elements. I basically left the skin tones on my hands and my face, and I left the blue on my shirt, and then mostly everything else is white. I did turn the shoes to a black color. So it's going to use black filament for the shoes, white filament for the pants, blue filament for the shirt, and then skin toned filament for my actual skin. Now, the reason I did this is because, again, I only have up to 4 colors, and I was limited by the filament colors that I actually had on hand to do this. And I know that if I print stuff in white, I can come back later with paint markers and paint those in with any of the colors I want to paint them in with using my paint markers, which gives me a lot more flexibility. I will use gray and black for the hair. I'll use gray for the pants. I'll play with that later, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like. But for now, this is my print, and I'm going to go ahead and slice this in my 3D printing software. Again, I'm using the Bambu software. Your software might be totally different. Once you slice it, it essentially creates directions for your 3D printer to use to print this actual model, and then you can send that over to the printer. If you have multiple colors, of course, you'll have to have those colors loaded in. Your directions are going to vary, but I'm going to go ahead and send this to the printer to see what we get. Okay, so here it is, the 3D printer, the Bambu A1 in action, and technically this is video from my pre-test version that I printed in all white before I did the multicolored version, but this is the only video that's saved, so I wanted to show you kind of what this looked like. As you can see, it's printing from bottom all the way up to the top, and here comes my head. Pretty cool process. Now, do note, these multicolor printers create a lot of waste, but here is the final product. It's got some of those support elements on there that will be removed, but you can see how it printed those colors that I selected, and then it didn't print the other colors. The other ones were left in white, but pretty happy with the result, to be quite honest with you. After I removed those supports, you can see it looks a whole lot better and came out pretty well. So step 4 is actually taking markers and giving this thing a little color. I suggest these markers, acrylic paint markers. These work really well with 3D prints. And my suggestion, again, is start out by printing your entire action figure in white. Use the markers to color it in. You can experiment with multicolored prints later if you get a more advanced printer or if you kind of move to that next step. I wanted to give you a hybrid version. That's why I left a couple of the areas in white. You can see I'm using those paint markers to color in the white areas. I'm making the pants gray. I'm going to use the same gray color for my hair as well. And here is my final result once I colored everything in. I think it came out pretty good. I don't know. What do you guys think? You can see how the paint markers work. You could probably use a second coat of paint there on the top of the head. I just don't like the eyes. If anything were to be criticized here, it would be the eyes. But you know, I could go back, try it again, maybe refine it, try some different images and see if the 3D software creates a better result using a different input image. Although the input image I was really happy with. It's just the final result that had a couple of weird features. But overall, you know what? I mean, I think that's pretty impressive for never having to do a single ounce of actual 3D modeling. Maybe it's time to learn how to 3D model as well. Hopefully you enjoyed that fun little trip along with me as I went from photo to image of a 3D model to an actual 3D model. What do you think? Does it look like me? If you've got questions about the software I used, about the process I used, throw a comment below. If you've got suggestions of maybe better tools that I could use to do a better job, I'd love to hear those too. I certainly don't have this perfected. And do me a huge favor. Subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. It helps me grow and it lets me know what kind of content you guys want to see more of, as I've got a lot more cool demos, unboxings, tech reviews coming your way right here on Tech It Before You Wreck It. I'm Kirk.